Today we're gonna react to Screen Rant's 10 Disney secrets you didn't know about movies. I guess I'm not sure. Oh, that you didn't know had inappropriate messages. Alright. So let's get into it. Alright, I'm gonna turn on the volume a little bit. Right, there we go.
It's pretty amazing how many things can go right over a child's head. In Disney films, you can watch and see inappropriate jokes, risque subjects, and some pretty controversial moments play out on the screen. Watch to see if you caught these moments in some Disney classics along with newer hits like Frozen and Toy Story 3. Before you watch, be sure to click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new content. Also, can you guess which movie is represented by these emoji? Stay tuned at the end to find out. Linguini is tiny. There's so many strange things featured in Disney and Pixar's Ratatouille, we could be here all day listing them off. Let's focus on one for now, and probably the most inappropriate part of the film. There's only so long Linguini could keep his secret from other chefs in the kitchen. It can get pretty hard hiding a rat underneath your chef's hat day in and day out. This is when Linguini decides enough is enough and he must tell Colette about his secret. Fumbling and stumbling around with his words, Linguini begins talking about a little... Colette's reaction is something most kids probably wouldn't understand. In a blink and you'll miss it moment as Linguini mentions the words tiny and small, Colette very quickly glances down at Linguini's private area. It's clear for a second she thought he was talking about something very different than a rat under his hat. It was more like a tiny mouse in his pants, and she sure wasn't impressed. A little relief comes over her face when she processes what he says and reveals the strange fact that a rat is helping him cook in the kitchen.
I should think a stout-hearted army mouse like you would leap at the chance for adventure.
The Great Mouse Striptease. The Great Mouse Detective is an odd film in Disney's animated collection. The film was released just before the big Disney revival when musicals like The Little Mermaid and Aladdin helped Disney soar to new heights again. The Great Mouse Detective was not the happy-go-lucky stories you're used to. It's basically a Sherlock Holmes story told through the characters of rats and mice. Some of the scenes can get pretty violent, but there's one baffling sequence that really should have pushed the film past its G rating. During one crazy segment, the lead characters Basil and Dawson must go to a tavern to find more information about their case. While sitting around and looking for clues, a show production starts on the stage. It features a singing female mouse who gets all the attention of the drinking patrons. Not only does she encourage the rats and mice to get drunk, but she proceeds to start ripping off her clothes and performing a dance routine to the delight of all the characters. Basil's too focused on the case to notice the female mouse show off her backside and perform essentially a full striptease. As if the solo stripping wasn't bad enough, she has backup dancers come out to help her perform. Again, how did this film manage a G rating?
Did I hear someone ask for a miracle? Let me hear you say, ah! That's close enough.
Mushu's X-ray vision. Years before he lent his voice to Donkey in the Shrek franchise, Eddie Murphy was using his fast-talking comedy to voice the Disney character of Mushu in Mulan. Mushu was a tiny dragon with a big attitude and was chosen to guide Mulan along her mission to join the army and defeat the Huns. When first introduced to Mulan, she clearly isn't impressed by his small size. This is where Mushu gets defensive and starts bragging about the various powers he possesses. Thanks to Murphy's quick talking, it may have been hard to notice when he brags about his X-ray vision and ability to see through anything.
My eyes can see straight through your armor. Ow!
Children may not realize the quick joke about Mushu trying to sneak a peek at Mulan's body. Of course, Mushu doesn't have to try too hard, as there is a skinny dipping scene later in the film. In that scene, Mulan's armor is all but gone. Either way, Eddie Murphy's quick talking was a nice blessing for the animators who got to slip small jokes into the film.
Sword. Right. Rule number 15. A hero is only as good as his weapon.
Nessus has a big bump. Disney's Hercules features a lot of great battle scenes between the son of Zeus and a whole lot of different monsters.
All right, you bad, okay.
Early in the movie, Hercules shows off some of his training by battling the giant monster centaur Nessus. In an effort to truly impress Meg, Hercules gives Nessus his all, rides him into a tree trunk, and then punches him so hard into the sky his own horseshoes go flying off into the air. When the centaur lands in the water below, this is when the inappropriate moment occurs. 3 of the 4 horseshoes fall from the sky and hit Nessus directly in the skull. This causes a huge phallic-shaped bump to form on the top. While this could be played off as pretty innocent, a closer look at the scene reveals two orb-shaped formations on Nessis's forehead directly below the bump. This is an unmistakable form of the male genital area. No animator could have truly drawn this design without knowing what they were creating. The visual becomes even more prominent when the fourth horseshoe comes down and rings around the large bump. The scene cuts away pretty quickly, but any savvy viewer can see the dirty moment animators tried to sneak in.
Don't make me use the other end.
Aladdin's honeymoon. The love story between Aladdin and Jasmine went well beyond their first movie together. In The Return of Jafar, they had to battle the evil sorcerer again, but nothing could undo their love. This is why the couple decided to finally get married during the opening scenes of the sequel, Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Not only were fans celebrating the marriage of Aladdin and Jasmine, but this film also featured the return of Robin Williams as the voice of the genie.
That's right, we're taking you to the marriage of the millennium.
Williams came out swinging for this return, delivering several one-liners right within the first few minutes. During the wedding ceremony, Aladdin and Jasmine are interrupted by a huge party-crashing elephant stampede. When the palace begins to shake, the genie utters the line,
The Earth wasn't supposed to move until the honeymoon.
What seems like a quick throwaway line is actually referring to the groom and bride tradition of making a marriage official in the bedroom after a wedding's over. Wow. Not only did the genie just make an inappropriate joke, but this came just moments after one of the wedding crashers used a spiked version of brass knuckles and literally shoved them up the rear end of an elephant.
No one walks like Gaston, takes cheap shots like Gaston.
Every inch of Gaston. In the animated version of Beauty and the Beast, Gaston has no shame in showing off his masculinity to anyone and everyone. This eventually leads into the egotistical yet catchy song simply entitled Gaston. As LeFou sings the praises of Gaston to everyone around the bar they hang out in, Gaston looks like he enjoys all the admiration. Then he can't help himself and decides to join in on the song. During these proud moments, Gaston decides to reveal some intimate details about himself. One line is especially revealing.
Every last inch of me's covered with hair.
Yep, you heard it right. Every single inch. Not just on his chest, but on the whole body. As if the lyric wasn't revealing enough, Gaston delivers a little wink straight into the camera, basically saying, I know what most of you adults are thinking. The line was obviously controversial enough to have it removed from the same song featured in the 2017 remake of Beauty and the Beast. It would have probably been more inappropriate for the real-life version of Gaston to showcase and brag about his body hair.
You know, in my defense, your poisons all look alike. You might think about relabeling some of them.
Kronk's tiny tent. In The Emperor's New Groove, the character of Kronk practically steals the whole movie. Voiced by Patrick Warburton, the character has numerous funny moments as he serves as a henchman to Yzma, and has the ability to communicate with squirrels.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Kronk's ability to generate laughs in the film made him a standout character, and actually led to his own spin-off film entitled Kronk's New Groove. This may not have happened if too many fans actually caught on to one of his inappropriate scenes in The Emperor's New Groove. While on an exploration with Yzma, Kronk is stuck with a tiny tent to stand guard outside of Yzma's massive tent structure. While most people would set up the tent right over their face, Kronk decides to use it over his lower regions. The following scene is a literal visual pun on the dirty phrase pitching a tent, and showcases how Kronk's tiny tent for his whole body is actually a pretty large tent for the one specific area. Hopefully the children watching were more focused on the goofy teddy bear Kronk holds rather than the location of his tent. This scene actually lasts for several seconds as Kronk snores away and the tent can be seen in all its glory. Dirty potatoes. In the first Toy Story film, Mr. Potato Head wished for nothing but to have Mrs. Potato Head by his side. This came true during the closing moments of the film.
Mrs. Potato Head. Repeat, Mrs. Potato Head.
Way to go, Idaho!
And a new animated romance was born. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head became a close couple throughout the Toy Story sequels. They even took on the little alien toys as their surrogate children. While it comes off as a pretty tame romance, there are some moments where you might realize how dirty the couple actually is. One of the most inappropriate moments occurs in Toy Story 3. After Andy's toys are brought to Sunnyside Daycare, they get confronted by Lotso Bear and his group of toy thugs. Mrs. Potato Head wants nothing of it and decides to run her mouth at Lotso Bear. This is when Lotso Bear snatches the mouth off Mrs. Potato Head, and this act sends Mr. Potato Head into a rage.
Hey, no one takes my wife's mouth, except me.
What may seem innocent at first can actually reference an oral act the two potatoes do together. I wonder if Hasbro approves of those dirty potatoes.
Your Majesty, I grovel at your feet.
The Lion King. It feels like the inappropriate references in The Lion King have been debated ever since the movie came out in the 90s. At first, it required children and adults to pause fuzzy VHS tapes. Then DVD and streaming options became available, allowing the controversial scenes to be watched in a whole new light. In this case, the scene involves a grown-up Simba plopping down and creating floating winds of dust and dirt into the air. While many viewers point out the text reads SEX, Disney has officially released a statement saying it stands for SFX and is a visual nod to the animators. You be the judge. The dust in the wind isn't the only inappropriate moment, though. After Nala and Simba reunite, they spend time bonding and eventually get extremely close to each other. Many fans may not realize when Timon and Pumbaa sing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" the closing moments of the montage feature Simba and Nala in a mating session. Some intimate shots are shown, and then the odd moment comes when Timon and Pumbaa are watching them the whole time. Now you know why Simba and Nala have a daughter in the Lion King sequel.
Hang on. You mean to tell me you got engaged to someone you just met that day?
Yes, pay attention.
Frozen foot sizes.
What?
In recent years, no Disney movie has been more analyzed and scrutinized than Frozen. While children are constantly singing the songs and reenacting scenes, parents are forced to watch the film over and over again on repeat. During your third or fourth viewing, you may notice the little dirty talk Anna and Kristoff had during their nighttime sled ride in the woods. As Kristoff starts asking questions about Hans to Anna, his jealousy begins to come out. This all leads to a quick question and answer session, which has people raising eyebrows.
His favorite food?
Sandwiches.
Best friend's name?
Probably John.
Eye color?
Dreamy.
Foot size?
Foot size doesn't matter.
Many children may be thinking they're relieved about having smaller shoes than the other kids at school, but it's clear they were not talking about feet there. The curious look on Kristoff's face clearly shows he was insinuating something else. Not only was he trying to compare sizes, but he was basically asking if Anna and Hans had made love together. Anna plays it smart with her quick response, and the banter between the two continues as they ride together and eventually fall in love. We never did find out their foot sizes, though. And there you have it. What moment do you think is the most inappropriate? Should any of them be removed from future Disney films? Are there any we missed? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. Oh, and the answer to our emoji quiz is... Thanks for watching.
So that is my reaction to Screen Rant's 10 Disney secrets you didn't know were inappropriate. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Also comment down what I should react to next. Alright, also go ahead and share this video with your friends. Go watch my other videos on YouTube, and go follow me on social media. Alright, yeah, that's it guys, see ya.